welcome to another episode of the Psychosin Psychoanalysis here on YouTube. Helps if I remember what the name of my own show is, wouldn't it? Today, I'm going to be reviewing the newest album by the Miami Suicide Silence, their self-titled fifth album, Suicide Silence, which has caused some controversy among deathcore fans. So let's give this a listen and see whether all the controversy has been worth it. Suicide Silence is the fifth album by deathcore legends Suicide Silence, and their second with their second vocalist Eddie Hamida. I do apologise if I'm pronouncing your name wrong if you ever watch this. And God, this has caused some issues between their hardcore fans. This album, it was announced that there's going to be clean vocals on the album. Funnily enough, not many people kicked off at that announcement, not as much as I thought they would. But now the album's out, and just before the album came out, they released the single Doris, and that did not get a good reaction at all. That got quite a lot of hate, and I've listened to the album now, and I've heard the song before, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I suppose it's because deathcore expects you to stay deathcore. Deathcore fans, I should say, expect you to stay deathcore and stay loyal to yourself, as it were, as it would be in their eyes. Now, I've listened to this with a fresh set of ears. I'm open to bands sort of experimenting and diversifying from their sort of core sound, because even if you listen and watch or read any interviews with the band, they said if they continued with the sound they got, which they've been doing for 4 albums already, then they would have started getting a bit stagnant, and it may have led to sort of the end of the band because they would have got bored with that sound. So I don't know about you, but I would have preferred a sound that diversifies their sound, experiments a bit, maybe stumbles onto something new, and doesn't just keep rehashing the same album again and again, which Suicide Silence were a little bit in danger of doing. Now, the first things first, are the clean vocals that terrible? No, not at all. Eddie's a fantastic singer. I don't know why so many people have been sort of harping on about it, really. Admittedly, there's a few songs where maybe the choruses don't quite work as you would hope with the songs. But all in all, he's a fantastic singer, and it's really rather good songs. It's only 9 songs long. Just comes in at about 45 minutes, this album. And the more you listen to songs like Doris, the more you'll realise how good they actually are. My only main problem with this album is, strangely enough, for a Ross Robinson produced album, it's the production doesn't seem to be fantastic in places. Sometimes it seems a little bit too rough for its own good, and some other places maybe a little bit too ironed out for its own good. But apart from the Suicide Silence album, it's an interesting diversion, and I'm hoping that all the backlash from this will not put the band off from continuing along this vein. Yes, there are strong sort of veins of Korn and Deftones in the influences as well, but there's still massive breakdowns in the songs as well, and they even do sort of a couple of completely different diversions, like the current single Dying in a Red Room, which has no heavy vocals in it really, and then we go into full-on deathcore pretty much on the last song, Don't Be Careful You Might Hurt Yourself, which ends with some cheery whistling, which is quite amusing, to be honest with you. So in all, I'll give this 3.5 out of 5. It would be higher, but there's a couple of songs that don't quite work as well as you would hope. Maybe they'll grow on me with repeated listens. And as I said, the production sometimes seems a little bit off in places. But all in all, I think this is a pretty damn good Suicide Silence album, pretty damn good metal album in general. But that's the thing, treat it as a metal album, not a deathcore album. It's a metal album. This is what Suicide Silence wants to do with their sound. And they've pulled it off, in my personal thing. I expect to get about 100 hateful comments and all that, but there we go. That was my own personal opinion. Should you check it out? Yeah, definitely. If you've never really got into Suicide Silence before because they're a bit too screamy for you, this may be the album to get you into them and maybe get you more used to their heavier material. So yeah, Suicide Silence self-titled album. It's out now on Nuclear Blast Records. Go check it out and listen to it with sort of open ears, as it were. So there you go. That is what I thought of the new album by Suicide Silence. Go check it out. It's out now on Nuclear Blast Records. Only come out a couple of weeks ago. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get that review done, but obviously I've been trying to catch up with other reviews and get them up on the channel as well. Feel free to check out the podcast. Also, please check out my Patreon and become a patron if you feel I'm doing a good enough job, because anything I can do, any way I can have, to try and improve this channel would be a massive help as well. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
I turn to face it all. Sun will